do it fast. Right here on the Anycast. Make it strong, make it last. Right here on the Anycast.
I'm actually banking on thinking back to how I actually built my first, the yoga podcast, which it really became the foundation for the connection that I had with my students, with my real life students. So when I went into and created the very creatively titled Elsie's yoga class, I I when I did that, the core again, that my core audience was a almost I would say 20, 30, I don't know, maybe 40 students who maybe are still listening to those classes. And they were the core students that would show up to my my regular real life classes. They would show up. They were the ones that if I said in the podcast, hey, I'm doing a special event at, Lululemon, which is I used to do stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah.
They would show up. They would show up to the stuff and we would do the things. And I was so thankful to have those, 10 to 40 people who consistently showed up. I was making a great living off of that. It was bonus that other people from around the world got to listen to me. It was bonus that I have all of these downloads, over 4 million or I haven't looked at my stats in so long because I haven't done anything with that show since 2013. But like for 4 million downloads of those classes, that's like a lot. And I sort of disconnected from that of it all. And I just connected with the people who would go, your classes have been everything to me. I took you with me when we went to, when we got married and all that kind of stuff. So all that to say is that we are competing with a lot, but I think that if you go into to really serve a small amount of people, to really vision 20, not even 100, 20 people that your content is really reaching, and you can nurture that, you're going to get the bonus of the other stuff. But you have to build your business, your project, your vision around a smaller amount of people. Because what I feel has happened is that now when we connect or create stuff online, everybody's dream scenario is to go viral for the majority of the time, where there is value attached to millions and numbers that no longer mean really anything to me. I feel like it's a completely disconnected number.
Yeah.
And that's not real. Like that, you can't do that. You cannot replicate the virality that people are craving for everybody. And most people aren't going to stick around. Plus, I think this is a thing that a lot of people don't really understand. In order for you to manage scale that size, a lot has to happen.
Sure.
Because now you have a much greater responsibility with the content that you're putting out there than if you're reaching 20 people.
Okay, now tell the truth. 900 episodes in, is it harder to be that authentic word and to get as excited about something you've talked about 50, 500, 5,000 times? Like how much of it is now persona mode versus non-persona mode?
So I'm happy you asked me that, because it goes back to what I said before about authenticity. I still freaking love what I do every single day. Like the day this stops being fun for me is the day I stop doing it. And 20 years in, like I've never repeated an episode. I've never repeated a topic, because there's a lot of different ways to sort of approach all the different things. And Disney is this place, it is this brand that's constantly evolving, right? There's always something new and different to talk about. And I think one of the reasons why I love this medium so much is because it is so very personal. And it's very intimate. Like you're literally and figuratively in someone's ears. And I don't think you can fake it. I think people can tell. And my audience, my community, because the community is the heart and soul of what I do. Like they can tell. So I've been doing live video in addition to the podcast every Wednesday for 17 years. They can instantly tell, hey, you feeling okay? You don't look right. You don't sound right. The same thing on the podcast. They can hear the tone of your voice, the rhythm, the cadence, the excitement, whatever it is, which I love because it's such a transparent medium. And I think live video even more so because you can't do it over again, right? You can't do 17 takes to make sure you look and sound the right way. I'll tell you another very quick story. So I've been doing monthly meetups every month in Walt Disney World and when I travel since January 2008. And it's not so people can come and meet me. It's so that I can meet you, so I can look you in the eye and shake your hand and give you a hug and say thank you for listening. A number of years ago, I'm chatting with somebody and I'm answering a question. And he's like, hey, Lou, I got to stop you for a second. And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? He goes, I've been listening to you for years. I have your audio tours. I've been doing all those things. And I've been listening to you on the podcast. And, on the show, like you're so nice and you're so positive, all these things. And I came to the meet and I didn't know what to expect. And you're like the same person, like in real life that you are on the show. And I sort of looked at him quizzically and I'm like, well, do you think I was going to be like, an a-hole like in real life? He goes, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if the person that I was listening to on the show is the same person that is in real life. And he's like, you're exactly the same. And that was a very eye-opening experience for me because I think for a lot of people and creators too, there is this sort of veil of non-transparency between the persona that they put out, whether it's on Instagram or even in video, that I've always sort of questioned, like, well, why do you have to feel like, well, as soon as I walk out the door, I have to sort of put on this costume. I have to put on this like fake persona. You just be who you genuinely are, and you either like me or you don't. But like, this is who I am, and if I'm for you, cool. If not, there's 10,000 other creators talking about, similar stuff.
Because the world is just moving too fast. And I have to be able to pivot. And so, either like it's not going to work anymore, or I'm going to somehow bring like even more of a human element to it that really gives people something that AI can't. And I think that already exists with the community, with, people feeling like they're turning to me and my voice, and we, will message on social media or on email and can connect, in that way, in like a human to human way. And so I think someone always said to like, I came for the content, I stayed for the host, right? And so it's like, that might not exist with AI. And so, yeah, maybe if all you're looking for is like some information, maybe that will be enough. But I still think that like human to human connection is going to be so important. And it's up to us to identify ways that we can bring that to the show, even if that means making changes in the future. Here, we're all coming together, trying to create a feeling of like, we're all coming together as part of our morning routine. And I'm helping you stay informed in a way that like feels better for you. And exactly how to like bring the people to each other, I haven't quite figured out. I think there's opportunity there still. But I think community-wise, it's how I talk to the listener. It's, thank you for making me part of your day and for trusting us with the news.
Oh, there's two things. You have to know crystal clear who is my audience. Because if you don't entertain or educate that person, they're gone.
Yeah.
And you have to know your why. And your why could be, I want more clients. I want to be seen as a thought leader. I know people that just do a podcast as a diary and I just want to get it out into the world. I'm like, okay, whatever your reason is, you need to know your why, because if you don't get your why, you're going to burn out. You're like, well, I'm doing this thing. I'm not getting anything in return. And the hard part then is, what can I talk about that's going to educate or entertain the who while moving them towards my why? And that's the part that's kind of tricky and takes some thought into it.
That was the big difference when I went from mainstream media to podcasting was in mainstream media, you think of people as an audience. You think of them as, you're up on the podium and you're talking to them and they just sit there rapt and listen. And I really believe that podcasting and any creative, it's about, I think every creator I talk to agrees with this. It's about community. You're creating a community around what you're doing. And that's extremely powerful. It's extremely sticky if you do it right. Those people stick with you for years. Community is more important than audience.
Yeah.
Audience is what you get for advertisers. Community is when you create a community around yourselves that likes what you do and supports you. And to the extent that we've been able to do that, that gives me the courage to keep doing 3-hour shows.
This is different, another round, so much more to talk about. Gonna aim to satisfy with help from Cashfly. Get to it fast. Right here on the Anycast. Make it strong, make it last. Right here on the Anycast. The Anycast podcast, brought to you by Cashfly.